Welcome back to the railroad. Today we show you how to plug in and operate our two trains for Sandy. Today we've got two engines that we're going to be setting up to run on RevoultionTrain Engineer controllers. So we need to know how to plug them in correctly, set them up, and run them. So let's start off with the GP9 and its battery/electronics car. First off, this is your electronics/battery car. The roof just lifts straight off. It's not held in with anything except pressure. It just sits in there. Okay. Inside of this car, you have a P5 or a P8 soundboard with a speaker, a plug for your battery, and this is your Train Engineer Revolution base station. Actually, it's a pretty sizable unit. Also, you'll notice this, there is a switch on the bottom here to turn your power on and off. Over here is a switch to turn your volume up and down. So once you've got it on the track, rolling nicely, you can connect the engine to the car. Just at least one of the couplers has to be open, and just lock them. These are Aristocraft couplers and they work very well. Now, your electric plug has a push release button, and on this side you'll find a little tab right here. The push button goes on the same side as the tab, and you just connect them. You'll hear a click. Not much of a click, but it connects them. Okay. Your Makita battery should be fully charged. These are 18-volt Makita batteries. Doesn't matter if it's the small size or the large one. This one will run the engine about 2 to 3 hours. A smaller one about 1 to 2 hours. Okay. With this clip, your clip just slides in like so, and then your battery just sits here. Okay, put your top on and you're ready to go as soon as you turn your switch on that's over here. Now we need the controller. Your controller will be found somewhere close. There it is. And for this controller to operate, you need 3 AA batteries, and you want to make sure those batteries are reasonably powered. Another way you can tell how much power they have is when you turn it on. You'll see the voltage right here, and 3.97, that's quite a bit. That's almost fully charged batteries. Plus there's a battery level indicator here. Now, if it's on the correct signal, which this is the GP9 number 235, then it will say link OK. Otherwise it'll say no link. So saying link OK, that means you can just press the button and see which direction it's going to go. I'm not sure it's going in this direction on this controller, so this way. There it goes, it's backing up. Now remember, in the other video I said please don't use the emergency stop. The emergency stop can damage the gears in the engine. Okay, you want to go forward, you press this side and you go forward. Now, sounds. Number 1 is the bell. And it'll stop after a certain amount of time. Oh, sorry, I've got that set on latch. I can change that. So you press it to start the bell. You press it a second time to stop the bell. Okay, the whistle. Number 3 is the brakes. I don't usually push that. Number 4 is your crossing whistle. Okay, and that's pretty much all there is to it. To shut it down, you just go through the sequence backwards. But make sure you never leave batteries in these controllers when you're not going to be using them. If you're going to use it the next day, fine, but if you're going to wait a week or two, take the batteries out, put them aside. Batteries can destroy one of these if they start to leak. Okay. Let's get on to engine number 2. All right, now let's get into engine number 2, which is a 260 Little Mogul, I think. I'll put in the description what it really is. It's an LGB engine. And we have our battery car. Now this car is not an electronics car, it's strictly a battery car. So to get a better look at your electronics, here is your RevoultionTrain Engineer receiver. And here is your Phoenix P8 soundboard. The raised platform is then reattached. And finally, the removable wood load with dog is set in place. Most all sections of the tender are actually bolted into place, so the only thing you can remove is the wood load with the dog. And here is a forward view of the tender. You can see the red button on the left side is your linking button. The switch on the right side is actually a volume up and volume down switch for your P8 soundboard. All right, for this train setup, these are regular Bachmann knuckle couplers. If they're open, you just tap them together and they lock up. For the engine, however, it has a loop. It has a loop and a hook. The hook is here. Now, I'll show you that hook. There's also an electronics cable. Okay, with that set on line, the electronic cable gets plugged in right here at the top. It doesn't click, you just push it in gently. And then push down on the loop and slide it under the hook to hook that on so that everything is connected. Now you've got the electronics connected from the engine to here. Oh, and this lifts off. This is just a lumber load with your canine attendant. So that just sits in here. Okay. Now this is your electronics plug to go from your tender back to your battery. And again, there's a little clip here. There's a small tab here and your push down clip. So you set it in like so. Okay, there. I just connected it accidentally. The roof just lifts off. I've cut the tab so it will not lock in place. For this one, your battery clip looks a little different. It has an on-off switch here. I usually leave it turned to the off position. And it slides on to your Makita battery the way a tool normally will. They always go from the rear forward. So it slips in. And then this white tab is going to go down because you'll press hard on it and it locks in. To take it off, you press this white tab down and pull and it comes right out. But it will not come out of there easily. You can hold that in pretty well. Okay, the only switch for on-off is here. So if you want to leave the battery connected and shut the train down, you just come back here and turn this off. All right, let's turn it on. Okay. And be careful of your brake handle here when you put the roof back on. All right. Again, for this one, you'll see link, okay. Now this is actually a different controller. Your controller arrives in a couple of days and I'll be programming it in like this. But I've linked it up to one of our controllers for the time being to show you how it operates and show you the sounds. Now you only have 3 sounds on this one, where the other one you'll have 4. You have an additional brake sound. This one you have a whistle, and again that whistle is linked, so you push it to start it, push it again to stop it. Number 2 is your bell. And number 3, that's your crossing whistle. Okay, now, same thing as with the other engine. To get up ahead of steam, right now it's going in this direction, which happens to be forward. Okay, but the rear light is on. Okay, I can correct that. Now, let's stop it. And let's go the opposite direction. Okay, and now the headlight's on, so I can reverse that easily enough. I'll show you how when I program the engine with your controller. And you do have an engineer on the other side, but here you have a couple of children playing in the cab. Alright, so we now have 2 good running engines for you. Alright, again, to shut it down, you just have the one button inside here on your switch. That shuts it off. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Be safe, stay healthy. We'll see you down the rails, and God bless.